weekly Feng Shui, astrology, and auspicious timing tip. First, I want to address a question that came in last week from Linda in Santa Rosa, who wanted to know, can you Feng Shui a boat? In my opinion, using classical Feng Shui, it will have many limitations. In classical Feng Shui, we address person, which is the astrology, space, which is Feng Shui, and timing, using auspicious timing with the time blazer. Since a boat is constantly moving, it would be impossible to take a compass reading to orient the vessel to tap into the energy of the land. Now, land energy is what gives us support, health, relationships, and stability. The water energy in Feng Shui gives us the financial aspect of Feng Shui. But you do need to be careful with the placement of water. You don't want it everywhere, and you don't want it in just, it has to be strategically put in certain areas. So if someone is living on the water, obviously they're going to be surrounded by water, which is too much water energy. In Feng Shui, we have a saying that too much wealth sacrifices your health, and I want you to take that one to the bank for sure. We have to turn to the form school of what you actually can see. So one of the best things a person can do when they're living on a boat is to be aware of what's surrounding them, especially when they're docked at a pier. Now, if they're anchored out, it really isn't gonna make much difference in this case. But if you're at a dock, you really want to watch out for sharp, pointy objects that may be directed directly towards the boat, especially if you're docked there for a long period of time. So living here on the coast of California, there's a lot of boaters, floating homes, and homes that are built on pilings over tidal waters. Now, although these are beautiful and unique lifestyle for sure, I wouldn't dispute that, I discourage people from living in homes like this for several reasons. One, I tell all of my clients who equate beauty for good Feng Shui that be sure that there are good sound principles of classical Feng Shui at a space before you rent or you buy. Now, not that if the space is beautiful, that's a bad thing, but if that's the only thing that it has going for it, we're really actually setting up like falling in love with a beautiful woman or a handsome guy, but they're toxic and they do nothing but harm to you. So it's the same with the space. Now, living over water has many health concerns as well. And there's thousands of years of empirical data to prove that. We already know that living over tidal water can cause that unsettling feeling because you're not grounded, you're not anchored into the ground. Because a boat or a floating home or a home built over the water it's just not anchored in. So this can cause depression or, a worst case scenario, cancer. People who have freshwater streams running under a building can also have that same effect. So would that affect every person that's living over water have this particular problem? No. This is where I would make sure looking at an individual's astrology to see if they're prone to depression or other serious health issues before I would say, yeah, go ahead. But even then, I would probably caution against it. Why spit in the wind? So a person's health constitution plays a big role in this. Personally, I wouldn't live in a home like this. I would much rather be able to tap into the powerful land energy and have a beautiful view of the water so I can benefit from the relationships and prosperity that good classical Feng Shui can provide. Now, for today's tip, I'm going to address self-sabotaging energy today. Some of you may have 4 of one of these animals in your zodiac chart, so we want to make sure that you're not creating this damaging behavior that can come due to these animals. They are either dragons, horses, roosters, or pigs. Now, all of these animals are great on their own, but when more than one of them shows up in your chart, that's where we're going to start seeing problems in your life. Go over to www.freebusinessastrology.com and grab your chart to see if you or any of your friends, family, colleagues have any of these 4 animals. Now, it's going to explain a lot about their behavior, so just listen up here. And, by the way, don't worry if you don't have one of these animals. It's not going to affect you, but you probably know somebody who does. So if you do have one of these animals, I do recommend that you do one really quick strategy. Stop making snap decisions. They're usually going to bite you in the behind. Now, this could be anything from impulse buying that can put you in financial straits, always saying yes to volunteering when you don't have enough time for yourself or to even take care of your own health. Being pushed into relationship matters that in the end only serves the other person and not the partnership at a whole. Or you're the type that makes unrealistic expectations of others and there is constant discord. So these are some of the things that you can see in an astrology chart, and some of the things we really can't control. But this one we certainly can. Now, I have a few clients that have up to 3 of these same animals in their chart, and to them it seems like everyone is against them and that the universe is against them, when in fact I actually see a very different picture. But take note, even if you only have one of the 4 self-sabotaging animals in your chart, let's say the dragon, you still need to take caution from a timing aspect. So in the month of April, every year, it's the month of the dragon. So month of the dragon, and then you have a dragon in your chart that gives you 2 of the double dragons, which is self-sabotaging energy. Now, June, it would be the horse month, September is the rooster month, and November is the month of the pig. So these could be the timing aspects that can bring that self-sabotaging energy. Now, on top of that, you also need to watch out for every 12 days when one of those animals will appear. So this is the universe's way of keeping life interesting, I guess. So if you find yourself being pushed up against the wall, maybe the answer can be revealed in your chart. And it may be because one of these 4 self-sabotaging animals that you have to deal with is what's causing some of the problems. So what I would say, learn how to respond with an answer like, I'll get back to you on that. And until then, you will have time to remove yourself from a situation and think clearly, and then answer from a position of power and be empowered. So I hope those tips helped you today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen in. Tune in next week for another exciting episode on Illuminating Feng Shui. And until next week, may good chi follow.